Remember the Milk is a simple, easy-to-use, web-based task management tool. You can access it by visiting rememberthemilk.com. To sign up, all you have to do is click on the Sign Up link on the homepage and enter your name, username, password, and an email address. You also have the option to sign up using your Google account if you prefer. Make sure that you select the proper date format, whether European or United States, and click that you've read the terms of service, and of course you should go in and review those terms of service. Click Sign Up. You may have to activate the account by checking your email, and then you'll be ready to get started with Remember the Milk. After you've completed your sign up, you'll be able to log in to Remember the Milk, and you'll see a screen that looks something like this. And this is your task view. And just to quickly run you through the interface, at the top of the screen you'll see some options, some high-level options for looking at your settings and some of the information you have stored in Remember the Milk. In this main area right here, you will see your actual task list, and this is the task view, so they're organized by list, and we'll talk about lists in a moment. On the right side, you'll see some additional information about your tasks and about your lists. This is where you're able to share and publish tasks if so desired. And on the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the key. You can close this by clicking the X in the upper right-hand corner, but this will show you some details about how the tasks in Remember the Milk are noted in terms of bold indicating that they're due today, underline that they're overdue, and some of the priority options. And again, we'll see what those mean more in a few minutes. Quickly run through the options here at the top. The overview screen will show you a view of your tasks broken down by those that are due today, tomorrow, and those that are overdue. Some people prefer to look at it this way. The nice option here on the overview is the weekly planner. I know a lot of lawyers like to come in on Monday morning and take a list of their tasks for the upcoming week and print that out and have that in print on their desk to refer to. And that's what you could do right here. If you click on Weekly Planner, it's going to pull up that week of tasks in a print-ready format, and you just go ahead and print it. If you like the overview approach rather than the task view that we just saw, you can click on Don't Skip This Page, and this will become your home page when you log in to Remember the Milk. The other options up here, tasks we just saw. Locations is an area where you can actually enter locations and manage locations that you then associate with tasks. So, for example, if I wanted to add a location for the ABA's office, all I have to do is go here and I can click, or I can type in 321 North Clark, Chicago, Illinois for the ABA office and click Go. And it's going to find that location and create a little green mark here. And if I click on that, let's do that again. If I click on that, then I'll have an option to put in a name here, and I could call this ABA Office Chicago, and click Save, and you'll see that added to the right side here. That's now a location that I can associate with tasks. So you might create locations for your office, for your home, for the courthouse, for maybe client offices, wherever you may actually be accomplishing these tasks. Next you can add contacts to Remember the Milk. The catch here is that contacts in Remember the Milk have to be Remember the Milk users. And the reason why they have this contacts feature is so that you can share tasks or assign tasks to other people within Remember the Milk. It's a useful feature if you want to have everybody in your firm, assistants, fellow lawyers, associates, all using the same tool, and you can pass around tasks in that way. Again, they'll have to sign up, and once they've signed up, you just can click on Add Tasks and enter their information, or Add Contact and enter their information. Next, you have the settings, general settings about your account, email address, and things like that. You can modify your lists here. We saw the lists briefly on the task view. We'll get back to them in a moment. By default, you'll have three. You'll have personal, study, and work. Those are the three that you can edit. You'll also have inbox and sent and all tasks. Study you probably don't need, so just to demonstrate how you delete a list, check the box next to it and go to More Actions and select Delete List. And what you'll see now is that you'll have an alert that appears at the top. And this will happen throughout Remember the Milk when you do a lot of different actions, completing tasks or deleting things. That'll let you undo. So if I clicked undo, it's going to take a moment, but then it's going to undo that, and we'll see that list, study, reappears. So that's a nice option. You can also archive a list. So if you have a list for a specific matter, let's add a new one, for example, add list, and we'll say Smith v. Doe and give it a matter number. Click enter and we've created a new list. Now eventually if you get to the end of that matter and you want to archive it, you can just check the box and click archive. We'll leave it there for a moment so that we can demonstrate it, how you actually use lists. You can also manage tags. We'll show you how to set up tags. Tags are just similar to lists. They're another way of organizing your tasks. You can manage your locations here. If I wanted to delete the office that I set up, I just go in and click delete location. You can also set the method of reminders, when you'd like to receive reminders and how. You can add email addresses. You can also receive alerts via various instant messaging tools and even text message. Services lets you see what third-party services you've linked to Remember the Milk. It's good to check this every now and then to make sure that you haven't inadvertently given some third-party access to your Remember the Milk account. Sync is a premium tool. Upgrading to Remember the Milk Pro is $25 for a year, and it'll give you access to this. It'll let you sync your tasks with Outlook, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. And then finally, info will show you some special info about your account, including special email addresses that'll let you email tasks. So that's your sort of settings view. You also have a help option if you need to go in and look at some of the documentation. If there's a question you have, that's a good place to go. So now we're going to go back to the task view and actually set up some tasks. It's really simple to set up a task. All you have to do is there's a task bar right here, a text window. You just type in the task and click enter. So we'll say, call Bob Smith, and hit enter, and you'll see we now have a task, call Bob Smith. And one thing you'll notice is that as I mouse over the task, the area to the right side of the screen changes and gives me some detailed information on that task. If I check the box here, I can go in and I can actually go and edit the due date, repeat, time estimate, tags, all of these sorts of things. When you've completed a task, all you have to do is make sure it's checked and click complete, and it'll disappear, and you'll see that this list of completed tasks will increase by 1 because you've just completed it. You can add some additional details to tasks when you enter them. One option is just to use natural language for due dates. So, for example, I could say, call Bob Smith next Wednesday. And if I click enter, you'll see that the task is simply call Bob Smith, but it's associated with the due date of January 18th. Now, if you use the word next, it's going to look not at the upcoming Monday, but the one after that. If I simply had said, call John Doe on Tuesday, that's going to be this upcoming Tuesday. So I'm going to go ahead and, to delete a task, you just check them, go to More Actions, and select Delete Task. If I start to enter another task, we'll call Bob Smith again. Another option is to add some other text or some other elements to it in terms of priorities and tags, and I can do that by clicking on this question mark right here to the right side, and I'll see some of the shortcuts that I can use. So you'll see, for example, exclamation point lets me set priority. So if I type exclamation point, I'm going to get an option to set the priority as 1, 2, or 3. So we'll set this as a high priority 1. I can then set a location, so I'll click at, and now I can select that I'm going to call Bob from the ABA office. And I can also select due dates. We'll call him on Sunday. Once you've entered all those things in, you just hit enter, and you'll see the task is created. If I mouse over it, or I click on it, you'll see the details that I entered are automatically filled out. So the location is here, the due date is here. The priority will be indicated on the left side as the color. You can see it's orange, so again I can refer down to my key if necessary to see that this is a #1 priority. And I can also go in here if I wanted to. I can check this, and I can go to More Actions, and I can do a lot of those same customizations right here. So I could set the priority to 2 if I wanted to change the priority. I could also go in and move it and say that this is related to my list Smith v. Doe. And you'll see it disappears from my inbox, but if I click on Smith v. Doe, I now have the list right here. To share a task, I just check it, or I click on the share option here, and I can share this entire list. You would share it with a contact, and in order to do that, you'd need to have contacts added.